What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be remembered? Whether we want to or not, every one of us will leave a legacy of some kind. The question is, will we be intentional with the legacy we leave? Over the last 9 years, I've had a front row seat watching this company go from 10 million a year to 230 million a year, and we're about to take this to the next level. We've spent the last 2 days reimagining what the future of this company will look like. New technology, new products, new partnerships, new compensation, new opportunities. But for the next few minutes, I want you to reimagine your own future. If you're ready to imagine a future that's different from how you grew up, a future with possibilities like you've never dreamed of, if you're ready to create something in your own life that your family tree has never seen before, say yes. Many people here today find themselves distracted, defeated, and discouraged in life. And I believe it's because of a lack of vision. I believe the solution and the purpose of this conference is not to simply inject us with a feeling, but to fill us with a vision. My message today is about legacy. Now, I never used to think about my legacy. Until recently, I could barely think past today and tomorrow, let alone my legacy. And I certainly never felt qualified to talk about legacy until I lost Matt less than a year ago. My twin brother, my business partner, my best friend, my other half. It was almost like previewing my own memorial. Witnessing the impact that he had on so many people, the love and the gratitude that people had for him was amazing. And I now realize what a true legacy really is. Write this down. Your legacy is not about what you leave for people. It's about what you leave in people. Because of what Matt left in people, his impact will continue to ripple through time. Now, you may not have lost a brother. Maybe you lost a job or a business. Maybe you're struggling with certain relationships. Maybe in some form or another, you've lost your identity. But the struggles that we go through in this world are similar. And the lessons to overcome them, to move forward, changing ourselves and everything around us applies to all of us. So for the next few minutes, I'd like to share 5 life lessons that I've learned on my journey to creating a legacy of impact. If you're ready, say ready. Ready. Number 1, average is the enemy. Matt and I grew up in a great home with parents who taught us that we could do anything we put our mind to. And they would say, remember, everything you do is a reflection of the Smith family name. Now you might think with our dad being a doctor and mom a nurse practitioner that we would have at least been in the ballpark with intelligence. But I think being identical twins, when the eggs split, we each got half. So we got a little above average grades in school, a little above average in athletics, we were a little above average looking, and we used to say, we don't have to be the best as long as we're not average. And then I read a national survey that said that the average person thinks they're a little above average in everything. So I guess that made us average. But then we got in the real world and we realized that no one gets rewarded for being average. If you want to be average in America today, you'll have to watch 4.7 hours of TV every single day. Spend 2 hours a day on social media, be 17 pounds overweight. You can only make $735 a week. You'll have to be $131,000 in debt with less than $1,000 in savings. When you retire, you'll have to rely on friends, family, or the government to survive. Oh, and if you're married, you're gonna have to get a divorce because the average marriage fails. You'll have to quit the gym 3 weeks after you start, quit going to church, and quit just about everything because that's what average people do. But you know what? Say, I'm not average. It's a choice. It's a commitment. So number 2, everything worthwhile takes commitment. To create a life that you're proud of, it takes commitment. So many people in business today have this attitude of, I'm just gonna dip my toe in it. And if I start making all this money, get all these promotions, then I'll see this thing through. And that's not how this works. The very first step to making it big in business is you've got to make a total commitment. Raise your hand if you're married. Ladies, how successful would your marriage be if your spouse did this? Honey, we've been dating now for a while and I think I love you. I think I may want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm not sure, but it sounds pretty good, so I'm willing to give this thing 90 days to see how it goes. Ladies, would you marry me? No, of course not. There's no commitment. A total commitment is what gives you that extra courage to fight back in the tough times. But that's what average people do. That's how they treat their business, their goals, and their dreams. Give it 90 days to see how it goes? Here's what I know. You've got storms ahead. And if you want to weather the storms, you got to have roots. And those roots don't grow in 90 days. So give yourself a real chance and make a total commitment. Something else I've learned about creating a legacy of impact. If I want to create a legacy of impact, I've got to live a life that's bigger than just me. The times that I look back on my life and the times that I've given up easily are the times that I was doing it for Brad. So number 3, don't do it for your first name, do it for your last name. Maybe you're not wealthy yet because you're trying to make John wealthy. You keep trying to make Jennifer wealthy. What if you stop doing it for your first name and you start doing it for your last name, for your legacy and how you want to be remembered? There's power in your last name. Your legacy is your mark. It's your footprint. It's your contribution to the world. I'll always remember everything you do is a reflection of the Smith family name. Some of the biggest brands in the world are somebody's last name. McDonald's is a last name. Abercrombie and Fitch, last names. Armani is a last name. Ferrari, Gucci, Harley Davidson, Hilton, Honda, Marriott, Nordstrom, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Charles Rolls and Henry Royce, Tiffany, Versace, Walgreens, Wells Fargo. They take so much pride in their work. They attach their last name to it. It represents who they are, their values and what they stand for. They are living for their last name. But most of us didn't grow up in a family like that, where the last name had so much meaning. Maybe you even inherited a name that you're not proud of. Recently, a friend of mine rented a car that reeked of cigarette smoke. And not only did he suffer through it for a week, but when he returned the car, they sent him an email that said they were charging him a smoking fee. He called him up and said, "No way! I didn't give you a car that smelled like smoke. You're the one that gave me a car that smelled like smoke." And they said, "All we know is you returned the car smelled like cigarette smoke, so you got to pay the fee." It's not fair. But life can be that way. Maybe you were given a name or a life that stunk so bad, and you're having to pay a price for a life that you didn't even live, but somebody else lived before you. And I'm here to tell you that trend can stop with you. You can create a legacy so when somebody comes into your life, they want to say thank you instead of "I can't believe what you did to me." Because from generation to generation, history seems to repeat itself. Patterns get passed down. But every once in a while, somebody shows up to break the curse so the next generation can live a better life. Maybe addiction ran your family until it ran into you. Maybe abuse ran your family until it ran into you. Maybe poverty ran in your family until it ran into you. Because you're a curse breaker. You didn't just graduate from college, you were breaking a curse. You're not just raising your kids, you're breaking a curse. You are not just building a business here at Symmetry, you're breaking a curse. And you're saying, "I don't know what my name meant before I got here, but I promise you I know what my name's gonna mean before I leave." And now everyone around you is about to be blessed because of what you're gonna do in your life. It's time we stop living for our first name and we start living for our last name, because average people live for their first name, but you know what? You know what? Say, "I'm not average." But every once in a while, life can throw you a major curveball. Something that's not your fault. Something you had nothing to do with. So number 4, be the hero, not the victim. It's got to become a way of life, and that is not easy. In the face of setbacks and challenges that can seem insurmountable. There's been times in my life that I've asked myself, how can I possibly keep going and not quit? Art Williams would say, you just do it. He talks about this just do it attitude being what separates winners from average people. See, all kinds of people win in business, men and women, young and old, tall and short, smart and not so smart. But if you open up the winners in business, you'll find the heart of a champion. Art Williams says the difference between winners and average people is they pay the price and a little bit more. They work hard and a little bit more. They're loyal to the company and a little bit more. They make money and they save money and a little bit more. See, for average people in America today, almost is a way of life. They almost follow through. They almost pay their bills on time. They almost start building their business and then they quit. But the winners do it. They do whatever it takes to get the job done. We need more leaders in Symmetry who will do it. If you want to become somebody, do it. If you want to win the next contest, do it. If you want to become an elite producer, do it. If you want to build an organization and become a person of influence, do it. If you want to become an equity partner, do it. If you want to travel the world and live a life that average people won't live, go do it. If you want to create a legacy of impact, do it. It's the difference between winners and average people. But you know what? You know what? Say, I'm not average. And then you can talk about how good it feels to have accomplished something great and how glad you are that you didn't quit like everybody else and how amazing it feels to finally be somebody that you're proud of, somebody your family is proud of, and to have created a name for yourself that you get to pass down to the ones that you care about. Don't make the mistake that average people make thinking you have time. The door of opportunity is open for now. There are no guarantees in this world. So number 5, it's now or never. If not right now, then when? Every one of us in this room has an expiration date. Each one of us has an invisible timer above our heads, counting down the number of days left until we're gone. If only I had known in this picture, Matt's timer said 176 days left. This next picture is the last picture I have with Matt. His timer said 49 days left. Don't wait until it's too late. This last picture is the last picture that Erin had with her husband. His timer said 28 days left. Because of the legacy that Matt left, his wife Erin, their 2 little girls, Addie and Izzy, will be taken care of. Because he spent a season of his life building a business with Symmetry, that business will benefit them for a very long time, and you can do the same thing for your family too. You have an opportunity with Symmetry to create something for your last name. Everything you do here has your last name attached to it. The Pritchett Agency, the Wayland Agency, the Young, Delaney, Purdy, Offert, Miller, Pogue, Spieldinner, agencies, they all mean something. You better believe the Smith Agency means something. Your work here is your opportunity to showcase to the world what you're made of. It's time that we think bigger. It's time we elevate our vision. It's time to reimagine you.